Hello ladies and gentlemen, introduce me. My name is Novia Angelica with name 192000089. I am an active student at Bunda Mulia University. Now I will tell you about cultural tourism in Indonesia and overseas. But before that, I want to explain about definition of cultural tourism. After concluding the definition of cultural tourism by the UNWTO, cultural tourism is a person or group of people who travel to an area with aim of getting to know culture of the area, such as art, dance, food, monument, and others related to the culture of the local community. 5 examples of cultural tourism in Indonesia and overseas. First is Borobudur Temple from Indonesia. Who doesn't know Borobudur Temple from Indonesia, right? Yeah, Borobudur Temple is located in the Magulang city, Central Java province, and about 40 km from Yogyakarta. Borobudur Temple was founded on 26 May 824 AD. Borobudur Temple is a relic of the Shailendra dynasty. This relic was built as a place of Buddhist worship and place of pilgrimage. This place contains instruction for humans to abstain from worldly desires and toward enlightenment and wisdom according to the Buddha. This building is the largest of a Buddhist temple in the world and was recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site in 1991. Next is Gyeongbokgung from South Korea. Gyeongbokgung is a Gyeongbok palace built during Joseon dynasty and is the largest palace built in the Joseon dynasty. Gyeongbokgung is located in the north of Seoul City, South Korea. Formerly, this palace was used as the main residence for the royal family and had the meaning of a place to a new king to enjoy the prosperity and abundant blessing. Not only that, in this place has a place to rent handbook, traditional Korean clothes for the tourists. So the tourists will feel like they are in a Joseon dynasty when visiting Gyeongbokgung Palace. This is Kiyomizuzera from Japan. Kiyomizuzera is a Buddhist temple located in Kyoto, Japan. Kiyomizuzera is built on a hill and surrounded by a beautiful garden near of Mountain Ottawa. This temple was built in the year 778. As the name implies, this temple has a clear water spring from Mountain Ottawa. The spring believed by the local to be a holy spring. This holy spring has a 3 showers that have meaning in each shower, namely longevity, love, and intelligence. And the tourist is advised to drink one of the 3 showers and no more than one, because if there is more than one, the blessing will be reduced by a half. 4 is Xi'an from China. Xi'an is ancient capital of China, which holds a lot of China's history. One of them is the terracotta troop in the form of a statue. These statues have different faces like a reel of a troop. Not only that, in the city, also a cave, was used by Chinese soldiers 2000 years ago. And also Xi'an City Wall. City Wall is a large wall in the middle of the city and has become a landmark of the city of Xi'an. This wall stretches for 14 kilometers and has height of 12 meters. Usually, the tourists will ride the cycle when around this wall. And the last one is Penglipuran village from Indonesia. Penglipuran village is located in Bangli Regency, Bali. This village is known as a traditional village because the residents in it still carry out and preserve Balinese culture in their life. The house in this village is still a traditional Balinese house, and almost all residents in this village have a similar house architecture in this village. 5 importance of cultural tourism. The following 5 important aspects of cultural tourism. There are 1. Has a positive economic and social impact. For the example, Xi'an in China. When they were locked down because of the pandemic COVID-19, many people were economic hardship and starved. But in a normal day, without lockdown, the local people can eat as usual and have income from tourists visiting Xi'an city. It means that cultural tourism is one of their economic source. 2 is establish and reinforce identity of destination. For example, Kiyomizuzera temple in Japan. This temple keeps building and architecture the same from 778 years and famous for its holy spring as its identity. And when we say about Kiyomizuzera temple, everyone will definitely remember the holy spring contained in it. 3 is help build image. For this thing, the example is Borobudur temple in Magulang, Indonesia. This temple has a magnificent and spacious building. Therefore, this building provides a strong image and is full of culture and history for those who see it. And it helps build image for Indonesian, especially Magulang city. 4 is help preserve cultural and historical heritage with culture as an instrument. For the example is Penglipuran village in Bali, Indonesia. This village is known as a traditional village because the community is always maintain and preserve Balinese culture in their life. And the last one is support culture. For the example is Gyeongbokgung, South Korea. Before we entering the Gyeongbokgung Palace, until now is still guarded by the soldier as it was in the past. Of course, this is support the existence of cultural tourism because it still maintain the atmosphere like in the Joseon era. Types of cultural tourists. There has 4 types of cultural tourists. First is those with high education, understand and willing to learn culture. I agree with this because who want to learn cultures can be a factor to visiting cultural tourism because this tourist has a purpose to learn about cultures that exist in the world. And I think these types is very common among other types of cultural tourists. Two is the baby boomers, born between 1944 to 1964, or now aged between 55 years until 75 years old. I also agree with that because people aged 50 years and over almost all interested to seeing new culture. This is because they were born in an era that is still thick with the culture, and because of the age gain, they want try another type of tourism because they think it can be dangerous for them. 3 is have good and steady position, managerial or professional. For these types, I disagree because not only manager or professional or rich people can be a cultural tourist, because if you don't have a lot of money to go outside your city to visit cultural tourism, you can also visit your local cultural tourism in your city. And I think everyone can be a cultural tourist if they want, because culture is not limited to anyone. And for example, me, I'm nobody, but I ever to be a cultural tourist at Taman Mini Indonesia Indah. And the last one is big spender in the cultural destination visited. I really agree with these things because it means that person is very support to cultural tourism and must be one of cultural tourists and has a big role for cultural tourism in that area. I think that's all my explanation about cultural tourism, and I hope my explanation can help you to understand about cultural tourism and be interested of cultural tourism in the world. That's all from me. See you next time. Thank you and bye bye.